Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a feeling I know you are deeply familiar with. That constant, almost exhausting pull to your screen. You know the one. We're going to look closely at why exactly that's happening, and crucially, how to actually fix a short attention span using the very same systems that kind of broke it in the first place. Let's get right into it. Let me ask you a question. And hey, I want you to be totally, brutally honest with yourself here. There is a very good chance you've already checked your phone since you hit play on this explainer. Maybe you didn't even fully unlock it, but you felt it, didn't you? That tiny little pull, that itch in the back of your mind going, did I get a notification? Is there something new? Even if you didn't reach for it, you absolutely felt that low hum of restlessness. And trust me, that matters. It's crazy how this completely flips the script on how we view our own focus. We tend to feel so guilty, right? Telling ourselves, I'm just lazy or have zero willpower. But actually, scratch that. The reality is way more mechanical. It's a system problem. Your brain didn't just magically become lazy or distracted. It was trained this way, carefully, repeatedly, and honestly super effectively by highly engineered systems. Okay, let's dive into this for a second. The apps you and I use every single day, they weren't built just to be fun or entertaining. Algorithmic engineers intentionally hijack your brain's prefrontal cortex using a psychological trap called variable ratio reinforcement. Fancy term, I know, but basically it means rewards are handed out unpredictably. This isn't just some random accident. It is literally mathematically engineered to make your distraction completely compulsive. Think about how this actually plays out in real life. If you look at the structure, a slot machine and the infinite scroll on your phone are, well, they're practically identical. You don't get a massive jackpot, or in our case, a massive dopamine hit every single time you pull the lever or swipe your thumb. But sometimes you do. A hilarious video, that text you've been waiting for, just a quick rush of excitement. And because it's so unpredictable, your brain stays absolutely hooked, just whispering, come on, just one more swipe. And boom, that one more is exactly where hours just disappear. I guarantee you've experienced this exact scenario. You pick up your phone, right, just to check the time, and suddenly you're waking up from a 20-minute accidental scrolling trance. And when you finally toss the phone aside, let's be real, you don't feel better. You feel scattered, you feel drained, kind of restless. I really want you to take away from this that feeling scattered isn't a coincidence, and it's certainly not a personal feeling on your part. It is pure, unadulterated psychological conditioning. So, what's the fix? Well, the absolutely crucial point here is how we reframe our mind to fight back. We need a massive paradigm shift. Instead of treating attention like a fleeting mood that comes and goes, I want you to start thinking of it as a cognitive muscle, like a literal, physical bicep. If you train it, it grows. If you chronically underuse it, it atrophies. And dangerously, if you train it the wrong way, it adapts in the completely wrong direction. Think about the stuff we do every single day. Switching apps mid-task, checking your phone without even thinking about it, constantly interrupting your own focus. Every single time you do one of these things, you aren't just blowing a few seconds. You are literally doing a rep at the mental gym. But here's the catch. You aren't doing reps for focus. You're actively training your brain for distraction. You are actively teaching your mental muscle to run away from deep, meaningful work. Part 1. The solution. The digital declutter. Now, the really great news here is that if your attention muscle can be weakened through conditioning, it can absolutely be rebuilt. The digital declutter is a 30-day protocol designed to strip away all that optional digital noise so you can finally reclaim your brain's prefrontal cortex. And hey, notice, we aren't framing this as some brutal white-knuckle battle of discipline against your device. No way. Instead, think of it as a complete environmental change. You are intentionally carving out the mental space you've been missing by just tossing out the stuff that doesn't actually matter. So where do we actually start? Well, I'm going to ask you to be brutally honest with yourself again. What is the very first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? For most of us, we don't even think. We just reach. Hand out, phone in hand. And instantly, before you've even taken a full deep breath, grabbing that device pulls you right out of your own life and shoves you into everybody else's. Messages, the news, endless content. Your attention is fully hijacked before your feet even hit the floor. To fix this, we don't try to be superhuman, we just change the environment. Here is how we go about reclaiming the morning. First, go buy a cheap, old-school alarm clock. Second, charge your phone entirely outside the bedroom. And third, and this is key, embrace the uncomfortable silence. You are making your morning yours again. Now, fair warning, that initial silence is going to feel super weird and uncomfortable. Mostly because your brain is screaming for its variable reward. But honestly, that discomfort is exactly the point. Okay, so to rebuild focus throughout the rest of your day, we use something called the deep work workout. And brilliantly, this illustrates exactly how we rebuild focus. We're not jumping into 3-hour focus marathons right off the bat. No, we start small with 3 incredibly doable steps. Step 1, pick one task, just one. Step 2, put your phone in entirely another room. Step 3, turn on a 25-minute timer. And that's it. It's a simple, lockdown environment where focus is literally your only option. But let me tell you the exact micro-narrative of what's going to happen next. Right around minute 5, your brain is going to start negotiating with you like a hostage negotiator. It's going to whisper, hey, just check it once. It'll only take a second. What if someone sends something really important? It is going to absolutely beg you for that quick, easy hit of algorithmic dopamine. And here is the absolute core truth of this whole process. That urge, that right there is the workout. Every single time you feel it, ignore it, and turn back to your work, bam, that's a wrap. I really want to emphasize this heavily because it's a game changer. The 25-minute task itself isn't the real workout. Feeling that intense, physical itch to check your phone and actively, intentionally choosing to ignore it, that is exactly how you rebuild that focus muscle. Part 2. The hardest step. Embracing boredom. See, modern society treats boredom like it's some sort of horrible disease we have to desperately cure. I want to challenge you right now. When was the last time you stood in a line and just did nothing? Like no phone, no distraction. You just existed in that little gap of time. It's incredibly rare nowadays, isn't it? Because the second we feel even a tiny void, we instinctively grab a screen to plug the hole. But we have got to fundamentally reframe boredom if we actually want our attention back. Because here's the secret. Boredom is actually where clarity begins. Those empty gaps in your day, they aren't wasted time, they are absolutely vital. That empty space is exactly where your mind processes complex information. It's where your best ideas form, and it's where you actually get to reconnect with yourself. If you never ever let yourself be bored, your mind literally never gets a chance to breathe. So, the goal here isn't to become some zen, hyper-focused monk overnight. It's all about stacking quiet wins, day by day. A morning without your phone, a completely focused 25-minute session, actively choosing just to be still instead of scrolling while you wait for your coffee. You stack these small, quiet wins over a 30-day declutter, and I promise you, eventually you will start to feel calmer, clearer, and just far less scattered. And you know what? Look at you. If you've made it to this point in the explainer without scrolling away or switching to another tab, you stayed. That right there is attention. You've already done something that is incredibly rare in today's chaotic digital landscape. You just completed a massive rep for your focus muscle just by being here with me right now. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought to actually take action on today. Where are you right now in this process? I'd love for you to drop a single word in the comments below. Literally, just one word. Are you starting, struggling, trying, or focused? Be brutally honest with yourself, because having that honest awareness of where your attention is going is the very first step to finally taking back control. Keep stacking those quiet wins, keep building that attention muscle, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.